Oh yeah, no, you got the 595 percentile. And again, I apologize, this came right from the test track.
Good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining us. We've probably seen the most exciting part of today's news conference by going down and actually seeing the vehicle that we hope to be produced in Arkansas. And that makes it an exciting day, particularly appropriate after we really remembered our fallen veterans from Memorial Day to lead into today with doing something in the legislative session centered around greater protection for our war fighter. Really draws attention to the importance of what we're doing, and this is the real reason for the special session, is to address the Amendment 82 Lockheed Martin project in South Arkansas, and to make sure that Arkansas is in a competitive position with Lockheed Martin to win this contract. I wanted to introduce our special guest today. Of course, I'm delighted with our federal delegation being here, Senator John Bozeman, Senator Tom Cotton, and Congressman Bruce Westerman. Also joined by the leadership, Senate Pro Tem Jonathan Dismang, Speaker of the House Jeremy Gillum, who will be doing some of the hard lifting this week. And we're joined by many legislators here in the audience. Thank you for coming to Little Rock for this important session. From Lockheed Martin, we have Scott Green, Vice President of Ground Vehicles. You might wave just to let them know. Randy O'Neill, Vice President of Production Operations, and Colin Sterling, Camden Operations Site Director, all from Lockheed Martin. And then we're delighted to have Mayor Marie Tresellini from Camden, Mayor Angie McAdoo from East Camden, Judge Floyd Nutt, Calhoun County, and Judge Robert McAdoo from Ouachita County. Thank you for your support, and I would add that local government has supported this project. This is not just about what the state has done, but I want to commend local government for kicking in with limited resources to make sure that Lockheed Martin is competitive. So thank you for your work on this. This is a golden opportunity for the state of Arkansas. It's a golden opportunity because it means more jobs, because it would mean our first vehicle assembly plant in the state of Arkansas. It also is a golden opportunity because it is a 25-year commitment. And that's almost eternity in terms of job creation, in terms of industrial growth. And I want to applaud Lockheed Martin for giving us the opportunity, for partnering with the state of Arkansas. And as I visited with the officials from Lockheed Martin, all of them bragged about Camden, about the workers that we have in Arkansas, that they are competitive in this, and convinced the naysayers that this could be done in Arkansas by the strength of the worker, the training of the worker, the commitment of the state of Arkansas, and the skills of the workers, because they've done this. And so that was really heartening to hear this from the Lockheed Martin officials, and this is something we can do, we want to do here in the state of Arkansas, and it will give us the opportunity for really opening up new windows of opportunity for our workers in this state. Finally, I want to mention that as directed under Amendment 82, we are required to have an independent analysis of the benefits to the taxpayers from this type of an investment by the state of Arkansas, and IHS did complete the independent analysis, and I like their language. They obviously said that this was, even from a conservative standpoint, of a cost benefit to the state of Arkansas, that there'll be a greater return on the investment through the years, and that is a sound investment for the state. But they also said this in the independent report. In our judgment, subsystem suppliers could relocate production to be near the Camden plant due to the size and duration of the program, end quote. I like that language in the independent analysis. It is conservatively stated as the return, and if we're successful in recruiting additional suppliers, then it'll be an added bonus to the taxpayers of Arkansas and the workers of this state. I want to commend the representative of the Arkansas Economic Development Commission. Many of the commissioners are here today. They have been an integral part of this. Mike Preston, as the director of AEDC, thank you for the work of you and your team. And with that, I want to call upon Senator Tom Cotton, who has experience as a warfighter, to come up and make some comments. Senator?
Thank you, Governor. Thank you all for joining us here today on this very important day. I want to speak today not just as a senator, but as someone who's had to drive in the predecessor to the Joint Light Tactical Vehicle, the Humvee, an old and venerable vehicle, but never one that was designed to be a tactical vehicle that could protect our troops. That's why the Joint Light Tactical Vehicle project is so critical. It's going to provide survivability for our troops from small arms fire, machine gun fire, from explosions of roadside bombs, mobility, whether they're in city streets, in the sands and deserts around the world, mountains or fields, reliability, so they're not always constrained with their vehicles in the motor pool, trying to get them back up and running, ready for the next mission. As the chairman of the Air and Land Power Subcommittee of the Armed Services Committee, I've held a hearing on the JLTV and other Army modernization programs that are so critical for our next generation of soldiers and Marines. I'm confident this program is going to be rewarded on the basis of the best vehicle criteria and best value to the taxpayer. And I've consulted with Lockheed Martin officials, not just these fine gentlemen here today, but up to and including their CEO, Marilyn Houston, who has dedicated Lockheed to winning this contract and happily putting these jobs at the Highland Industrial Park in South Arkansas, which would be not just good for those workers who are there today, but the new workers we bring in, but also additional projects in the future, as it will highlight just what a jewel the industrial park is. We already have many defense contractors there. As the governor said, this would be our first tactical vehicle assembly, and I think that it'll be the first of many new projects that we can bring to South Arkansas, where the workers are not just skilled, but they're also very patriotic, and they always keep in mind that their end user, their customer, is the warfighter on the front lines trying to keep our country safe. Thank you all again for your support. Thank you for being here. Good luck on a good session.
Thank you, Senator, and our entire federal delegation has been extraordinarily supportive of this. I would ask Senator John Bozeman to come and speak, followed by Congressman Bruce Westerman.
Thank you, Governor. Governor, it's good to be here. As I go around the state of Arkansas, I see a lot of really good things happening. Almost invariably in those areas where good things are happening, it hinges around jobs, it hinges around growth. Growth is the key, and again, you can't grow without jobs, and that's really what this is all about. To have jobs, you've got to have a skilled workforce. You've got to have the infrastructure in place to make it such that that can be, and that's really what we're talking about today, is making it such that we can continue on with the skilled workforce that we need, and then also having the infrastructure. The delegation is very, very supportive, as the governor said. The reason being is I understood as a young congressman very quickly that what was good for Northwest Arkansas, what was good for the 3rd District, was good for the state. And so again, all of us working together, doing the part that we have to play can make this happen. I know everybody's dedicated to doing this, and everybody's working as hard as they can, and certainly we will do all we can in the future. Thank you very much.
Governor Hutchinson, Senator Bozeman, Senator Cotton, Senator Dismaying, and Speaker Gillum, and all my friends that I served with in the legislature that I see in the crowd today. It's good to be here. It's a pleasure to be here today for such an important occasion, an occasion where we are doing what is mandated as we're to do as a federal government, and that's to protect our citizens. And it's also our duty to provide our troops the best equipment that they can have as they carry out that job to provide our national defense. I'm reminded of a young lady who was in my office last week, who's the wife of a soldier who was in a Humvee in an explosion, and he was a double amputee with head injuries. And as I looked at the vehicle here today, I thought how much better his life could possibly be had he been in a vehicle like this during the explosion rather than the one that he was in. It is about providing the best equipment for our troops, but it's also about jobs for our Kansans. And we know in the 4th District, we know in East Camden and Calhoun County that our Kansans there can get the job done. And I know Lockheed Martin knows that we have the workers there to get the job done. And as you work here in Little Rock to help see this project through, I want you to know that we're all committed in Washington, D.C. to do our part to see this project take place so that we can have good jobs, a better economy, and better protection for our troops. God bless you and have a great day.
Well, the federal delegation is very important to us, but also this cannot happen without the support of the legislative body. I'm delighted to be joined by President Dismang and Speaker Gillum and Lieutenant Governor Tim Griffin as well. And I would ask Speaker Gillum and President Dismang to come up and give a comment from the legislative perspective.
Thank you, Governor. It's obviously an exciting day for Arkansas. I think the Capitol grounds are improved by this JLTV out front, and I think the state of Arkansas will be too. Just real quickly, again, I want to say thank you for getting this process through and really setting up the stage to be able to have a competitive bid and be able to hopefully get this project here in the state. Also want to say thank you to Governor Beebe and his team that kick-started this project and really got the ball rolling. Again, I think it's exciting times here in the state. Look forward to our sponsors, Senator Pierce, Representative Shepard, following through and getting this bill through to passage, and we look forward to getting to work. Thank you.
We are definitely proud to be a part of this as we enter in this special session. It's being made possible first and foremost by the great citizens of South Arkansas and the Camden area. Their hard work and dedication over the years of what proven to Lockheed Martin and to the rest of the world that this was possible, that it could be done. Very grateful for them, and as well as the leadership from the local government in this area and what they have brought into this equation as well. The leadership of the sponsors, as President Dismang referenced earlier, has really been key to this, as well as those from surrounding districts as well. Representative Bain and Fielding and others in the House as well have done a great job. So, Governor, I appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this in this special session, and I think our members are going to rise to the occasion, and we're going to be able to take care of business and get everyone out. So, thank you, sir.
With that, are there any questions?
What are the odds of us winning this?
Well, I was trying to. Well, it's a competition between three manufacturers, states. These contractors have applied for it with the Department of Defense. Actually, the competition is narrowed from many different contractors down to three that really made the final cut. And these three, including Lockheed Martin, were required to actually demonstrate capability through the production of a prototype that you see here. Secondly, the customer came and inspected the actual facilities to verify the capability. And all of that winnowing process leaves Lockheed Martin in a good position. We want to make sure it's cost effective, and that's the reason for the state's participation, one of the reasons for the state's participation in it. And then it's left solely up to the procurement process through the Department of Defense. I think Senator Cotton made mention that he's satisfied that it's going to be done on the merits of it. And we'll have to wait and see what the outcome is, and we expect that to be made hopefully in August. Did anyone else want to add to that? Okay. Yeah.
Governor, given how tight the budget was this year, the tax cuts that went through, further tax cuts that you and legislators have been looking at, how wise is it to to issue bonds like this, and is there going to be money to be able to pay these off?
It is extremely wise to do this, and for the reason stated by the independent analysis that this is a cost benefit to the state. I've always said that we're not going to tax ourselves into prosperity. We have to grow our economy into prosperity. This is an economic boost to the state, and all of the studies indicate that this, in the end, will actually generate over time more tax revenue because we're creating more jobs, more taxpayers, more revenues. And so it's a conservatively stated, and so this is exactly what we need to be doing even in tight budget times, because growing our economy is going to allow us to address all the needs of this state.
There have been some people who express concerns about the state of economic development, that we have to give away $100 million to get a company to expand operations. Philosophically, do you share those concerns, or what would you say to them?
Philosophically, I share those concerns. The fact is, we'd all like to be purist, in which there is not any government involvement in high-stakes super projects. But the fact is, we've got a competitive environment with other states. Other states in various ways are supporting these super projects. Arkansas has been on the losing end of many of those competitions, and we want to compete. And so this is where you set aside pure economic theory and say, let's be practical, let's compete. And you know, this is consistent also, though, with the conservative view that we've got to grow our economy, build jobs, and this is the best way to do it.
I wonder if the Lockheed Martin representatives would address that at all.
Sure, from an economic standpoint, we see this as a great partnering with a great state of Arkansas. We believe we have a very competitive offering. As Senator Cotton mentioned earlier, the Department of Defense is bringing mobility, protection, and the capability to provide payload to the Army and the Marine Corps. During the EMD testing, Lockheed Martin has proven superior results in all these categories. So I think the great workforce we have in the Camden area that have built in the past for Lockheed Martin, and member of the team that won the Baldrige Award, a very nationally recognized award for quality in manufacturing. Those components all come together in a perfect combination to put us in a great spot to partner with Arkansas and win this program.
But why should taxpayers pay for that?
I think we answered it.
Yes. I want to ask the Lockheed Martin official, you guys have put together some internal studies on your corporation in Maryland. In terms of supplier jobs, have you did any studies on how, if Arkansas was to win this, how many supplier jobs would come? If Arkansas wins this project, have you done any studies on how many supplier jobs, support jobs would come to Arkansas?
The impact in the community and the state indirectly through the effect of the money in the system, the wages and things like that. Over 1,000 jobs in the state and the community, and about 580 plus jobs in East Camden with Lockheed. So, and keep in mind that over the next couple of decades, by the assessment that was conservatively done, it's about a $3.5 billion economic impact to the state.
That's total. That's total. And again, that's a great comment on the sub-suppliers that might be drawn to this project. The economic analysis does not include the projections on subcontractors and suppliers being part of the economic equation. It's very conservative, and so the real return is positive, but what we hope for return is very, very appropriate and exciting for the state.
Can you compare Arkansas's level of state support to the other 3 sites that you referred to?
I could not.
What about advantages? What about the advantages for Arkansas compared to the other two competitors?
Well, the advantages for Arkansas, and again, Lockheed Martin probably is, I'm going to let them address this very specifically, but it is the strength of our worker, the experience that they already have in the Lockheed facility. We already have 500 workers there in Lockheed Martin in Camden. And then it's our commitment to continued training of the workforce through SAU Tech. Those are strengths that we have, as well as the support that we're offering and the commitment that we're demonstrating through this special session.
Yeah, let me make one other comment about the offering. Not just the vehicle design and the engineering that went into that, but what we've done in East Camden is we've designed a production system that is the most state-of-the-art ground vehicle production system that exists. It's very flexible, it's highly affordable, and we have this great workforce there in Camden. So we have an element of this offering that's very different than the competition. I think that gives us a significant advantage when you look at the whole offering, not just the vehicle itself. And I'll let Scott talk to the advantages of the vehicle, but we went, when we had to reshape our approach in terms of a production system, we decided that what we needed to do, because this customer deserves it, and we believe the warfighter deserves the very best, most advanced production system that exists anywhere in the world, and that's part of the offering that we presented to them.
Did you build this from the ground up, or was this something that y'all retrofitted that was already existing?
Yes, we bought a facility in East Camden, and we essentially built it from the ground up. We designed the entire system basically as a greenfield. Open, it's completely open architecture, nothing in it. We started from scratch and designed it to be the most efficient and flexible that can exist anywhere in the world.
As Randy mentioned, I mentioned earlier, I think we have an extremely capable vehicle here that we bring to the competition. I think that one of the things that I think everybody needs to know is the workforce in Camden itself, all the skills that were required to build this vehicle already exist in Camden today, working on other projects for Lockheed Martin. So given the Camden workforce, given the competitiveness of the Camden workforce, given the world-class operation that we've set up there from a tactical vehicle assembly standpoint, I feel very comfortable that we get all the parts necessary to bring this together.
With that, I think we've covered it. Thank you very much for your attention today and for the excitement of it. We look forward to working with the legislature to accomplish this important project for Arkansas. Thank you.